Video, I'm going to be showing you how to light a wood burner, but not a real wood burner or stove. An electric Dimplex imitation stove. And I'm going to be honest, this is a very realistic replica of an actual coal burner or wood burner. Now this is a Dimplex, even though it's unbranded, it is a Dimplex OEM product. Now, this is both a lamp and a fireplace. Now, basically how this works is, there is a centrifugal fan, so basically like a tower fan blade in here. And these are very well made. These are made in Austria, not China. These Dimplex fan heaters. That's what they are. They're just beautiful fan heaters basically that are made to like fireplaces, but much safer than. These are really well made actually. These are not dangerous at all as long as you didn't want it intended. But even if you did, it probably wouldn't burn your house down. A real wood burner I'd be too scared to use because it would probably burn my house down. But this is a really nice appliance. So here you've got your switch. This switch here turns the power on. It's a toggle switch. Button type switch. These two switches are actually rocker switches. That's low heat, high heat. That only changes the fan speed, but that doesn't change the fan speed, only changes the heat setting. The coals in here are very realistic actually. They're painted real rocks. They're not plastic, they're actually real rocks. Painted in some type of paint, look at that. But they do make hands dirty, they do have that coal feel. In fact, it might be real coal actually, but it's more like a painted rocks. I think it is actually real coal though, and that's used in these. I know my flashlight is on, but if I cover my flashlight up, that looks very realistic, that does. Especially that bit you can tell is like a TV screen or an LED display. It's either a TV screen or an LED display. Now, in earlier versions, this was glass, but this is polycarbonate or ABS. Do not cover, obviously, for safety. These only become dangerous if you leave them unattended for a long period of time. For a short period of time, it's fine, as long as you. But leaving them unattended, or just using them as to dry stuff like a radiator, is very dangerous. And you have to run for your nearest fire extinguisher to put that out. Yes, these doors are absolutely beautiful. And they feel really well made as well. These don't feel cheap, they actually feel, well, it actually feels well put together. This thing on top of the heater is just a, it's just a decoration. Yes, I've got coal dust on my hands now, or fake coal dust. It's probably just painted rocks. But it actually looks like real coal, I'm not too sure. Anyways. How is this plugged in, by the way? Usually, you can just plug these into any plug socket or outlet. You don't need a special fuse spur. Even though you can do that, you can just plug this into any plug socket or extension need. That's surge protected. If we look in there, that's the plug, the white plastic plug, not the rubber pulverised plug. The right plug is for the heater. That noise you can hear, it actually sounds like a real fireplace, actually, kind of. Listen. Shh. It does sound like a real fireplace. It's got like a hissing sound, like a. That's just a noise from the TV screen, making the fake flames. There needs to be anything since like the 1990s or 1980s as well. But the ones, these style ones that look like actual wood burners are my favourite. However, you won't have a chimney. But if you was a DIY or just a creative person, you could make a fake chimney with some white plastic, make it look nice. Don't paint it look nice, or use just a metal chimney, put it on top, and then you've got like a real looking chimney. Now, we're going to start this thing up. So, I'll show you the lights. You're not going to be able to see it that well because the heater vents, as you can see there, are blocking it. But behind those heating elements is the fan. It's a centrifugal blower. Like it's getting a hand dryer or a tower fan or an air curtain. Now we're going to demonstrate low heat. And yes, this thing does have a startup sound. So we'll listen carefully to the startup sound. This sound is actually very nostalgic for me because my granddad used to have one of these, an actual Dimplex one. Oh, actually, I think it was just an Argus one. This is a Dimplex Joval, by the way. It's just missing the brand. I did some research on the brands of these fan heaters. Of these heaters. This is just a heater, by the way. It's not a fan heater. But this sound, it may be annoying to some people that can't stand noises, whirring noises. But I'm very nostalgic to this sound because my granddad had one of these, a different design to this one, obviously, a different design. He had two of them. He had a white one, which looked similar to this one, and he has another Dimplex model, but only with a single door, not the dual carriage doors that we have here on this one. You can see the LED behind there. If you look there, you can actually see the LED that's making the fake flames. And this brings out some good heat, even on low heat setting, it's putting out some nice heat. This is perfect for the winter and the autumn. This is a really nice heater, actually. Now just the doors for you, so it can look like the doors closed. Very realistic. From a distance, it does look like a real fire, especially the coal embers in the bottom. The firebox looks very realistic. Now we're going to go to high heat, and this is where I begin to sweat. It begins to overheat a bit. Here's high heat. And already I can tell it's putting out some good heat. Hello. This is very, very nice. I'd actually love one of these in our house. To be fair, instead of a gas fireplace. But in the extension area where the other TV is and the kitchen is, because obviously a real wood burner would be way too expensive to run, and it's dangerous, especially if you leave it unattended, a log burner. But one of these, it's much safer, and I love the sound it makes as well. Do any of you guys have childhood memories with your grandparents, or even just had one in your house? And the older ones, like from the 1990s and 2000s, because that's when they were really popular. Do you guys have any memories from this sound? And it looks beautiful as well. It doesn't look cheap, it doesn't look tacky. It goes really nice with pretty much any decor. This is an 1800s house. It's been renovated in 2019 because I looked on Google Maps, and it fits in really nice over decor, and it has a really nice Christmassy feel as well. Even though it's fake, it still feels cozy. And even without the heating on, if you've got the radiators on, the central heating, it still looks cozy with the fake imitation fire. It's really, really nice. And so I'm going to give this product a good 9 out of 10. It's a rare case of a modern product being really well built, quite reliable, easy to service as well, easy to clean. You can just take the coals out if you want. Because again, I just showed you the coals are removable. I think the coals, when you get this new, the coals, you have to put them in. And I think it was with my granddad's one, the coals were just a plastic bed, but this one actually has real coals in it, or painted rocks, and you actually have to put the coals in when you unbox them. Because there is some assembly to be done. I think the legs have to be put on, you have to put the doors on. These don't come pre-assembled. I think the doors come pre-attached, but you have to attach the knobs, you have to attach the legs, and you have to put the coals in. But yeah, this is a really, really cool fan heater. Well, it's just a heater really. It's just a glorified heater. And again, I am nostalgic to this noise because, again, my granddad had these growing up, 2 of them, one in his living room, and one of them in his sitting room. It's like, because my granddad, he had 2 living rooms, and I prefer this over a pellet stove as well, or a wood burner. Even though it's electric, it's still cool. So these are very nostalgic for me, and these have been in production since the 1990s. So, but this is a more modern design, more contemporary design. So to fit in with more modern decor and contemporary decor. But yeah, I love it. So that is a Dimplex Joval fake wood stove. Thanks for watching.